Hey everyone, I hope you guys are enjoying Monster Hunter Rise or Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak in whichever platform you decide to play in. And today we're going to be checking out the fact that Capcom went ahead and dropped another surprise Monster Hunter Frontiers armor set as part of the 4th free title update. This is part of course, the weekly set of event quests, and we had been expecting another one of these Frontiers armors to make their way, but not necessarily this week. If you still don't necessarily know how to get your hands on any sort of downloadable event quest or downloadable item packs or anything along those lines, all you need to do is make your way down to the Steelworks or in Elgato, speak to the courier cat, go all the way down to the add-ons options and claim anything that is labeled in white, whether it is free event quests, free downloadable item packs, plenty of goodies there. And one of those, most likely the last one, will be an event quest called Knights Show Thy Valiance. This is a hunting event quest that will put you up against a Goldrathian in the arena. This is a Master Rank 6-star quest, so it should be relatively easy accessible for most players in Master Rank once they reach the endgame. And specifically speaking to those players, you don't necessarily need to be too concerned regarding difficulty here. We have been getting a lot of high difficulty quests as part of the event quest as of late, but this one is just a normal Rathian. This is not an anomaly investigation Rathian or anything along those lines. It doesn't even have higher boosted parameters, whether that is higher resistances, higher health, higher damage, or anything like that. With that said, however, this quest does have, and this is something that we went over pretty much all the 15 upcoming event quests as part of the 4th free title update. One of the things that this quest does provide us with is a little bit of a surprise, and that is the fact that there will be an invader in the arena. There could be 4 or 5 different monsters that could appear. Only one of them will be the invading monster specifically for this quest, and the batch of the monsters that could potentially appear depending on the RNG and of course however many times you actually end up doing the quest could be just a Rathian, Nargacuga, a Garangolm, just to name a few. I believe a Kezu is another one as well. So there's about 4 to 5 monsters that could appear as invaders. Of course, all of them are just RNG based. Most people, if you're doing this quest online with other players, chances are everyone is just going to focus on the Goldrathian, as they should. You don't get any sort of extra reward for taking on the other monster. It's just kind of there to be a little bit of a pain in the butt, but more importantly, of course, if you manage to kind of like stumble it a little bit, do some damage, you should be able to mount it and take advantage of that. Certainly make sure you get that extra damage and make sure Goldrathian takes a pretty decent chunk of damage from the other monster that is the invader. Now, as far as the quest specifically is concerned, nothing that much of a surprise other than, of course, the invader in the arena. A lot of people still don't necessarily make full use of the wall that you can kind of like bring up. They'll just let the other monster kind of like run loose. Most of the quests that I ended up doing this quest 4 separate times, and you know, it's just the same typical stuff. A lot of people would just not necessarily pay attention to the gate, not make the most amount of use for it. And you know, dividing monsters around should be one of the things you pay attention to, but it seems like a lot of people still don't necessarily know how to do it. That's mostly because arena quests are not the forefront of the game any longer. They were back in the days in previous entries, but not anymore. Now, the interesting part here is that you need to keep your eyes peeled for whenever you finish the quest, since you are going to be needing to collect 5 copies of this item called Treasure Foreign Drawings. This is a rarity 10 book, a white book that simply reads, "The paper is scribbled with some obscure drawings and foreign words. A single word is legible, Reflet." So of course, making sure that you get your hands on 5 of these rarity 10 items is key if you want to be able to make this brand new layered option. For me personally, I had to do the quest. I believe it was 4 separate occasions. I got 1, 1, 1, and then 3. So of course, you know, bad RNG on my side. But you are still getting plenty of Goldrathian parts. Maybe as a monster you didn't necessarily farm enough before, so you should be able to get all that as well. Again, I still would argue that maybe making these quest anomaly investigations, so you can at the very least, get some extra anomaly investigation levels while you're doing these quests, since you are going to be hunting for the layered armor, would go a long way. But Capcom refuses to make anomaly investigation event quest. So once you finish it, of course, make your way down to the steerworks, and of course speak to the smithy. You should be able to see, of course, the forge upgrade layered armor options, and there you should be able to tab all the way to the right. As you scroll, you should be able to find yourself some rarity 9 reflet armor, and again, all of this is layered. Each one of the 5 pieces will be requiring you a treasured foreign drawings item. Of course, this is why you need 5, but of course every other piece, whether it is the forging materials or the extra added materials you need, will be all gold Rathian parts. So that's the beauty of it, at the very least, that if you do end up doing this quest more than multiple times, you should have more than enough master rank gold Rathian points to be able to do it. Most pieces will require 3, 4, or 6, so you shouldn't be too concerned with that. And once you're finished, your reflet entire armor set should be finished. The coil, the pants, the gloves, the hat, chest, everything. And it looks pretty nice, metalish. This is an armor set that I believe was introduced in 11.3, I believe is what it was. I covered this in a separate video when I spoke about the 3 Frontiers armors that will be making their way into Monster Hunter Rise as part of this 4th free title update. And it looked pretty good. This is also one of the armors that they teased before the 4th free title update presentation. Remember, they had that digital event, and they teased one of the items, specifically one of the armors that we would be able to get our hands on, and this was the armor set that they decided to tease us with. But of course, at the time, not a lot of information was provided. Would they actually end up giving stats for it? Would it just be another layered option? And it turned out to be just that. But at the end of the day, this now makes the 2nd of Frontiers armor making its way into the game. We are still one Monster Hunter Frontiers armor away from being able to have all 3 of the ones that we expect for this 4th free title update. One of the things that I will be talking about in a later video is some of my wish list things for the 5th free title update. And one of the things that I will mention here, give it a little bit of a spoiler, I guess, is that I do wish they make, at the very least, one of these Frontiers armors, an actual armor set. Yes, they can provide us with a layered option, but of course, making the armor available with actual stats would go a long way. We haven't actually gotten any real armor sets as part of, event quests or anything like that in quite a long time. Everything has been layered for a few updates now, and we haven't really seen a true armor set, of course, other than armor-based monsters. If you add a brand new monster like Volcana, of course it comes with a brand new armor set, but we haven't seen anything tied specifically to event quests, which has been a little bit of a bummer. But that's about all the information that I have for you guys today. If you're brand new to my channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, hit the bell to receive notifications when the videos go up, and as always, thank you so much for watching. See ya.